Good morning. So I'm gonna share with you something, and by the way, I'm in my natural habitat. I'm gonna do this while I'm straightening my crazy hair. And since it's Filipino American History Month, I'm gonna tell you how we got here in the US. It was a blessing. It was a huge blessing that God gave our family. So we're very thankful for my husband's previous employer for bringing us here. So it's a God sent blessing actually. Anyway, so back in the Philippines, I was employed at a very good company as well. I had a good paying job, even if I'm just a secretary. Okay, it was a good paying job with good benefits. So, which means when we moved here in the US, I had to leave that job. Which also means when we were here in the US, I was jobless. Okay? And being a workaholic mom who loves stress, who loves work, I got depressed for maybe a couple of months because I wasn't earning something for myself. My husband gives me allowance, but you know, um, I think it's pride that and the need for me to have my own job that pays and gives me allowance. Okay, so the first thing I did was to volunteer. So I volunteered at a local library in somewhere in San Diego. And it's funny because the first volunteer job that I got was as a library indexer. So what I did was, go through all the old newspapers to check for historical events for that city, and I had to write it out, index it, and record it in the computer. So that was my first volunteer job. It was exciting, but I guess since I'm not a local, not local, yeah, I'm not a local in that city, so it took me a long time to gather events and news because I really don't know what I'm looking for. I didn't get enough training to do that, so I didn't stay that long in that volunteer work. And so I found another opportunity at a senior center, which I really love because I was a computer room volunteer, so I help senior citizens navigate the computer. So if they're having trouble, they come to me. And then my actual first employer found me at a senior center, and I was manning the room back then, and she came in the room and sat beside me, and she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be quick. Are you looking for a job? Because I need someone to teach computer to seniors." And I was like, of course. So she gave me her phone number, she gave me her email, I responded back, and long story short, I got my first job volunteering at a senior center. So it was a really good job. I love it. I love teaching seniors, I love teaching kids, and that's that's one of my journeys that I always tell my kids. So sometimes you will encounter people, events that are not planned. It's like it's out of the blue, that God will just give you opportunities like that. So be watchful. So watch out for those opportunities because you don't know, maybe that will lead the way for you to get a better job. And look how long I've journeyed from being a boring library indexer to becoming a small business owner. So, and I'm looking back at those events in my life. I'm really thankful that people brought me where I am right now. He brought people in my life. He brought situations in my life that made me stronger, made me more smarter, and made me wiser. So, yeah, that's it for today. I'm gonna finish my hair. Bye!